And I want to talk logic here and I am speaking to people out there selling their home presently because we are running into a lot of this. And this is Andrew Duncan with the Duncan Duo team at LPT Realty. Home sellers. First off, the big upswing in prices is gone, and we're not seeing that happening right now. You have to look at what is selling today, what can be supported by the comps, what can an appraiser find the value to be at. All of these things matter when you're selling real estate in today's market. And there are way too many sellers living in Fantasyland from a couple of years ago expecting to sell their home for more than the home that sold last month. We're not seeing appreciation in our market right now. We're seeing more stabilization and in some markets and areas depreciation. If their home's not selling and if your home isn't selling, sometimes it's the agent, sometimes it's the marketing. Rare occurrences, but sometimes it's usually the price. You're overpriced. Your house is priced too high. The market has rejected it. By not delivering you an offer in an average time of market time frame that the market is experiencing right now, that's 2 or 3 months, depending on the neighborhood. If you don't have an offer in 2 or 3 months, it's been on IDX feed, you've got a good agent, got photos of it. Number one, we get people critiquing the descriptions. Barely anyone reads them. They look at photos and they look at the data and they look at values and they look at a bunch of different sites. They have so much due diligence to do today. You're not tricking them. You're not tricking a customer to overpay for your house. Just because someone has money doesn't mean they're stupid, okay? We get that one too. Well, maybe you can find someone from Canada or Britain or somewhere, then they want to leave their country and they want to come here. And maybe you can find one of them that'll overpay for. Look, they're not stupid just because they're from another country. Again, price your home appropriately for today. And you also don't live in a vacuum. I can't tell you how many times I've had to have this conversation with home sellers that have a hard time separating and understanding the purchase they're making for their new home and the one that they're selling and how they correlate. They'll say things like, well, I want $400 for my $300,000 house. Well, that's going to take some time. You're going to have to sit a while before the number is going to get there. We may see some appreciation. We may not. It's not supported by the market right now. And I cannot tell you how many times we have clients who won't listen on price and they go on the market with another agent who will take anything, will list anything. They just want to put a sign in the yard. They're desperate. They don't sell many homes. And then the client puts it on the market, some stupid number. And then they just keep reducing it and reducing it and reducing it. All the while, every buyer on the market, every agent keeps seeing all those reductions and they think, oh, they're getting desperate. And the longer it sits on the market, the more stale it gets, the more consumers don't want it anymore. If you haven't figured out, we live in a really vanity-based society today. I mean, people don't even post photos of themselves anymore. They use all these filters and things. Sometimes I look at photos of realtors and I feel like they look like aliens on their photos because they're so edited. People just edit everything. They want likes and all this stuff. They want the same thing with real estate. They don't want a house that's been on the market forever. For them, a house that's been on the market forever is like an unfiltered photo or video on TikTok. They want the house that everybody else wants. They want the house that hadn't been on the market very long. Their desire for the home reduces dramatically the longer it sits on the market. And after you've had a few price reductions, you've totally eliminated your negotiating position, or the buyer knows you're demotivating the buyer. Now that you've reduced it a few times, even if you did have someone that was really interested in it, you've shown a sign that you just keep reducing, they're going to sit back and watch you keep reducing it. If you want to sell your home today, you've got to list it at an aggressive price that's ahead of the market. Ahead of the market means if we're seeing depreciation, if we're seeing prices drop, you've got to price it at the number that it's going to be worth 2 or 3 months down the line, and not at what it was worth a year or two ago. No one's going to pay you what your house was worth or what your house might be worth, okay, or what you think it's worth. Just not reality. There's too many sellers living in fantasy land right now. So you don't want to have to reduce it a bunch of times. You don't have to try. You want to price it right from the get-go. Your best opportunity is the first few weeks it's on the market. After that, it's an uphill battle to get your house moved. I also hear people say things all the time like, oh, well, I need to wait until the number gets higher so I can buy what I want to buy. What do you think is going to happen to the house that you're going to buy? You think it sits in a vacuum and it's not going to go up too? I mean, if you're buying in the same market, please listen to this. If you're a home seller and you're going to go buy in the same market, you're going to buy a more expensive home than the one that you're selling. You make absolutely 0 sense with this. When we hear this objection, when real estate agents hear this objection, you make no sense at all because you're not speaking logic, okay? Logic says if your house is worth $400 and you're going to buy a $700, okay, and the market is, and you need it to go up 10% more for you to sell your $400, what do you think is going to happen to the $700? you know how many people I see lose money because they wait for their 400 to go to 440 and then their 700 went to 770 and they think they won. They think they won because they waited and got more for their house, but they didn't, because all they did was let the higher price home go up even more. They lost money. Don't lose money on your home sale. Price it aggressive, price realistic, and then also you get to take advantage when you buy that it also didn't go up in value. So hopefully that all makes sense. If you need to sell your home, hit up DuncanDuo.com. Again, that's DuncanDuo.com. Get an instant cash offer, get your home value estimate, know everything going on in your neighborhood.